Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace. You just saw a bird flying by, didn't you? I just saw a bit of it myself. The other day I was put up a video yesterday, I think it was, that I'd taken a few days before that, and there was a bird flying by in such a weird way. It was going up and down. It was weird. Anyway, I just love the way I start my videos. AI doesn't, but hey, I don't like to be. I'm not a robot. Yeah, I'm a human. So I'm gonna have moments, squirrel moments, and quite literally sometimes there are usually squirrels up on that roof or on the other day I saw them on the tree. Anyway, what I want to talk about, and I'm going to talk about, is finally, after all these years and all this more recent problems with it, my whole life since I was a child, I'm 62. Come Monday, today's Friday the 13th, March 2026. Finally, Monday, I'm supposed to have in my hands, finally, I can't stress this enough, medication for my rare health condition. First ever that I've had. Nobody told me they've been out for 10 years, but hey, finally, 62 years old, I'm going to have help with my rare health condition. Imagine that. Going I've had since I was a child, going on, I don't know how young as a child. I would say before age 10, or at least by age 10, but before age 10. And wow. And you wouldn't believe what it was like recently. I was approved for it. That's not the beginning of the process. That's approved for it in January. This is Friday, like I said, Friday the 13th, March 2026. Okay. I've had this since, what would that be, the early, let me see, late? I'd say around 1970. Say around that or before. I've had this health condition since then. Here it is, 2026. I'm finally getting a medication for it. It's inoperable. They cannot operate on it because of where it's located. The problem that's causing, what's causing it is not going to completely 100% cure it. The only surgery would cure it, and they can't. So that I knew since 2004. So before then, they didn't even nobody mentioned anything, that there was nothing. That they didn't even want to believe it. Okay, they didn't want to believe it, doctors, because it's so rare. It's very, very rare. Okay? Now you might ask, well, what is this? And then some people would guess. Please don't put it in the comments if you comment what you think it is, because I'm going to tell you why. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do. I'm going to tell you why. I'll delete it. I have to approve the comments, and I won't allow it, because there have been people, I used to say what it was, and so far that I know of, 2 people try to use it to swindle people for money. I'm not kidding. 2. And I know some people would say that that's not much, but that's just the 2 I knew of. How many others tried? I don't know. I don't watch all these channels. I don't watch everybody who watches me. I don't even know most of the people who watch me. But they're going to use that to try to get money. Say they have my health condition that's caused me so much trouble. It is extremely rare. Okay, we're talking, what was it? Percent of the population in the United States, it was something like 0.004, if I got enough zeros in there maybe, to 0.00. Sometimes it would be closer to 7, sometimes to 8, so 0.007, let's say. And they wanted to say that they had it too. And then when I stopped saying what it was, one of them that I saw, the last one I've seen, got it wrong. Okay, and I don't know if they know this or not, but that's illegal. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not anybody, so don't take it as though that's fact. Don't take it that way. But everything I've ever read, heard of, seen on TV, seen on news channels that people tried to get money off of the audience by saying they had cancer or they had this or that. That's what happened to them. Bye-bye, go to jail. Do not pass go. And should I feel sorry for them? For swindling people? What do you think? Hate the sin, pray for the sinner. Some of these people are going to people who are the most vulnerable, the ones who are Christians, and that I've seen. I don't know about other religions, but Christians, and who are on fixed incomes. Usually they're elderly people. This type of thing, trying to swindle people online. So, but anyway, that's why I don't want anybody to mention it. If you know it, if you're a nurse, you're a doctor, and let me tell you that goes ways back into this. The doctors and the nurses. If I had actually ever got into suing for malpractice on this, and I could have sued many healthcare providers for malpractice on this, I would be probably one of the wealthiest people in the United States, at least in Texas, because it was so many healthcare providers that kept saying, in fact, the same thing. In fact, one of them was just last year, wrote it on my medical records, and it was based on ignorance. I am a social and behavioral scientist. I use the word ignorant. It's appropriate. Ignorance. It was based on ignorance. It was based on stereotype. It was based on prejudice for someone like me. It's not going to be, me, and I don't like to even say what it's all about, but it's going to be changing me. The pharmacist said it flat out. The doctor, a specialist, he did not. He said he can't promise that it's going to change this problem, that problem. He said, but my body's problem with, I will say these, my body's problem with insulin resistance and the blood pressure. They used to call these, what was the name they used to call this? Shoot. And it was a good name for it too. But it's three things. It's that and the cholesterol. Is it cholesterol? The insulin resistance and something. I don't know if it was the blood pressure or something else. But it would cause problem with these three, and basically I can sum up, and I'm not a healthcare provider, so I'm going to sum it up in this way. That could be very wrong to sum it up this way, but my body couldn't. Many people can work on their things that they do to change their things that, like having diabetes, having whatever they could eat the right things, or they could go on a diet, they could exercise, they could my whole problem, which I'm not going to say what it is, so don't take this as any form of advice, anything that they should or shouldn't do or whatever, but they could somehow change it if they modified this, that, the other. Someone like me could not. Imagine going through life but being told by doctors to change it, and then told I'm a liar because I would say I did do everything you said, and they say no you didn't, or you would have changed it. Calling me a liar. Oh no, you don't have that rare health condition. Well, when are you going to test me for it? No need, I can tell. All you have to do is this, that, and the other. I did do this, that, and the other. No, you didn't. You didn't do it right. You did something wrong. But no, I didn't. Finally, after all these years, was it blood test? That one, I took several tests. Yeah, I think that one was, yeah, it was a blood test. That in the final, that they finally, after doing a procedure, I guess you call it, and then a blood test directly following it, told them that, hello, yes, just like in the year 2000 when one of our hospitals diagnosed her with it, she still has it. Imagine that. It did not go away. They never do. You have to do something to make them go away. And then if it's not, surgery, it's not going to make it go away. It's still going to be there, but it's going to be at least treated a little bit. Man, you want to talk. And then the doctor's office that finally, put me on this. I had to find which one to put me on. He wanted to put me as a guinea pig on a new one. I don't do guinea pig ever again. I will not. The reason in 2000 that they found out that I have this one was because I was a guinea pig for another medication. They didn't tell me I was a guinea pig. They just said, oh, take this. It gave me pancreatitis. I wound up in the hospital. They did a certain test, and they found that I had this other thing. That's how I found out about it, by being a guinea pig. I'm not going to be a guinea pig. Almost killed me then for a different health condition. And this doctor was trying the same crap. Not really, not even telling me that that's what it would be. And one of the side effects was something called, I thought this was in football or some kind of sport or something. I'm not a sports person, even though I am Texan. But it was sudden death. It could cause sudden death. What the crap? No. And then nobody told me that for 10 years there's been another one that's been tested out. 10 years. It's been out for 10 years. It's been tested from before then. Nobody told me all these years? I mean, the stuff that I went through. And then this doctor's office, I was approved for it in January. I had called him in December to tell the doctor which one I wanted, so he could have ordered it. But it was right before the holidays, Christmas, New Year's. I waited until after New Year's, gave him a week, I think, to get settled back in their offices. After the New Year vacation, called and they said, we didn't receive any from you. And I had left it with her scheduler, and she said she would get it to them. And they said, we never received it. And they have to fast forward. They did this so many times. So many people called them about this medication, including their corporation, the insurance company itself that they work for, that pays their salaries. Had their medical department called them and told them what to do. The place where they would be sending it to, the pharmacy, they called them and told them what to do, and they kept doing it wrong. So something I should have been getting since back in really December, but I was approved for it in January because it took that long. And since January, and this is April Fool's Day. I mean, not April Fool's Day. Boy, this is Friday the 13th. Okay, 2026. I was approved for it almost 2 months ago. And this is how long they've taken there. I even told the doctor when I saw him on the 10th of last month, he was saying, well, it might take a few days. I said, that's nothing. I've been waiting since I was a child. I said, but you know what? You get kind of impatient at this point. And what did they do? The office, that was the 10th. Today's the 13th of the next month. But I was approved the month before. Even the doctor's appointment. I was approved in January, like I said. And this is March. Because of their office, taking their time, doing things wrong. Even 2 things from it was more than 2, I think. One was a letter they sent them from their corporate office. They CC'd it they sent it to me. I gave it to the doctor. He said, I've never seen it. I actually had sent in a copy of it. They're still getting things wrong. Okay, finally, I had to get, I try to stay out of it, but at the same time, I would call them and say, hey, is anything going on? You know, call the, their corporate office, because dealing with them, no, they're not going to receive it. They're going to say, I didn't receive any message from you. You know, even through the portal. Oh, we got you covered. No, you don't. You sent it to a totally separate, 2 different pharmacies. They cannot do it because of this reason, that reason. Then when you send it to the one that you're supposed to send it to, you send it to the wrong department. And then you still weren't doing it right with the new one. With the one you're supposed to. Man. I'm telling you. But anyway. I'm feeling kind of a little bit tired. I think it's because I didn't eat until probably... Lately I have not been able to get food in my body until, you know, the lunch until 3. And sometimes, I think yesterday, maybe even today, yeah. Didn't have breakfast. So, yeah. Not good. But anyway, it's going to change a lot of stuff. It's going to fix those problems. What is it? The pharmacist said more. The doctor, than the doctor said. Now, who am I going to believe? The pharmacist. Because the pharmacist is the ones who, they have to know what these medications do. Okay? The doctor has so many to pick from. The pharmacist, they got to know what these medications do. This is how I see it. I could be totally off. They should both know. They really should both know. But you wouldn't believe how many doctors I've known throw fits about doctors, how many doctors who throw fits about what pharmacists tell me that the medications are used for, or what they do, or what they could cause problems with, and stuff like that, and why I'm having a reaction to them. They throw temper tantrums. I mean, big-time adult temper tantrums that I dare to, and I don't say it in any mean way. I'm a social behavioral scientist. I know how to behave. I mean, I know how to behave. Well, they make you feel like you're a child and you must behave, but they don't. But no, I don't speak down to them. I don't do it to anybody. I don't expect anybody to do it to me. They do. They expect to be pointing their finger at me. No, you're lying. You're lying. You didn't do that. No, you didn't. Oh, yes, I did, and I don't appreciate your tone. But no, I just tell the doctor, you know, well, the pharmacist said, well, what's a pharmacist? You don't listen to the pharmacist. I tell you what to do. I tell you. One of them even went, well, if you want to listen to the pharmacist, you let the pharmacist take care of your medical needs. Really? I mean, it wasn't just one. Whoa, all I'm telling you is the pharmacist said that I can't take this medication because of this reason. They should respect the fact that the pharmacist, that's part of their program, is to check and find out. They shouldn't be throwing temper tantrums because they were wrong. I said that like that on purpose. They were wrong. A doctor was wrong. Oh, no, don't you tell them that kind. I'm not saying all doctors do it. I'm not saying all healthcare professionals. I'm not saying all pharmacists. I'm not saying all about anything. It's not a one-size-fits-all. But the ones that do it, they do it. They've done it to, extreme. Anyway, wasn't I going to wrap this up? Yes. On that note.